Spro has long been known for dominating the amphibious market for fishing, aka the frog market. It is without question that Spro has built some of the most dynamic baits for that type of fishing. Myself personally, I've really enjoyed fishing the frogs, whether I'm throwing a popping frog, walking it back and forth in and around heavy cover, trying to tease and trick fish into biting, or throwing a gliding, twitching frog out across the same type of cover. You can just fish them in so many diverse places that you can't throw a lot of other baits. And as part of that launch, now you've got the Essential Series Spro Flappin Frog. This is the 65 model right here. Comes in a multitude of different colors, and it's designed to be thrown out and have constant flapping action. And when you dig deeper into this particular bait, you see everything that has made all of the Spro frogs dominant for so long. One of the first things you're going to look at when you look at this frog, the legs replace the skirts that are typical on all the Spro frogs. And by nature, this is going to provide a different action. And as we all know in fishing, there's days where a different action really pays off to generate strikes and hookups. Speaking of hookups, this bait features the tremendous hooks that are made by Gamakatsu that are well known to be a part of all the Spro frogs. And it's a double hook situation right here that allows the bait to be able to come through all the different cover. But when you get a bite, the body collapses and you can see the hook right there. The points come out and you're gonna be able to get an immediate hookup as you're reeling it in. God, got it. Yeah. Oh, good one too. That never gets old, being able to take a bait like this. You can see all the vegetation below that fish right there and everywhere that we're fishing. God, look how he choked that thing. Well, that's what you want to see one do when they come up and eat a topwater frog like this. He choked it. That's so awesome. Too fun, too fun. When you look at all the Spro frogs basically, and this is a new one in the lineup, they're designed to give you a multitude of options to fish cover like this, whether you're looking at the popping frogs or a frog that you're walking, and now this bait here that you're basically going to be able to reel in. And it's got a new type of foam. I mean, it is, look at that, how soft that is. And I've always thought sometimes that in a frog bait, you've got to let them take it, eat it, spin it in their mouth, feel it, and then set the hook. Well, they're not going to spit this out. This is just, I don't even know the best way to describe it, except it'd be like putting bacon or French fries in your mouth. You're going to want to keep it in there and chew on it for a while. And I think the softness and pliability of this bait is going to be pretty popular for a lot of bass to hold in their mouth. When I start looking at frog type presentations and techniques, whether I'm gliding it, twitching it, popping it, I'm throwing it in generally some really tough cover, really thick cover. But I also like to be able to fish a frog out over some semi-open water when I get away from that cover, because a lot of times that's where your strikes are going to come from. It just depends on the mood and the situation for the frog. And I think when you're able to fish this bait into some of that cover, by its nature, it's kind of like a buzz bait. We all know the history and success for a lot of the soft plastic frogs that have been around for a long time that have a kicking, flapping, swimming type action. This takes that to another level. And its construction, and I don't even really know what kind of material this really is. It's something that I've never seen before on any bait, but it's a very buoyant, very soft, very supple type plastics that I believe when a fish picks it up and bites it, blows up on it, and gets it in his mouth, it's going to feel very natural. They're going to hold on to it. It's going to collapse super easy to be able to get a hook into. So I think not only is our hook percentage going to go up, because we all know you miss a lot of fish with a frog, but I think that the fish are going to hold on to it, which is going to allow us to pick up that slack line a little bit faster, a little bit more, and then set the hook and turn their heads and get them going the right direction. Little bitty guy, big ones, little ones, I'll eat the frog. You didn't even know that it was bigger than you. It's a good example, of the hook that you're dealing with. This is a Gamakatsu double hook right here that is designed for the frogs that Spro builds. And it slides up in there when it gets into the body of the frog, you know, of all their models. It sits like that, so it's incredibly weedless. You've seen us throw it in sticks, you've seen it skipping them under docks, you've seen it around reeds, and you know, it really is designed to work perfectly with this frog. Yeah, I think to summarize and look at the new Spro Essential Series Flappin Frog, I think that they've hit another home run to continue their dominance in the frog fishing market. I think this is a bait that you can skip it into thick cover, you can fish it around the edges of cover, you can fish it out over open water thanks to the flapping action. I think it's going to give a guy another addition to his frog fishing repertoire to be able to generate strikes in different positions in different manners. So, you know, it's a 1-2-3 punch in a lot of ways. The guy can have all the different models rigged up on his boat, ready to go, and find out what the fish want that specific day. Because if there's anything I've learned, that every day is different, and you've got to be diverse and prepared to fish different baits, different styles, different retrieve. And once the fish tell you what you want, you've got the right bait, and you're going to outfish all your buddies.